Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of Dev Show. My name is Sherry List and I'm here today with my colleague Rasmus Jack, and we are your hosts for this episode. For those of you that you're here for the very first time, Dev Show is a weekly show, and each episode we have one topic and we have a deep dive into that specific topic. And you all have opportunity to ask the question from our speaker. How? By typing your question in the chat box. No matter if you are watching us via YouTube or via Twitch, you have opportunity to ask your question. And also with the same functionality, you can talk to the other attendees as well. But one thing that I want you all to have in mind, please be thoughtful of the comments that you are writing there or the question that you type there, because we really want to have an inclusive environment for everyone. And I recommend you all to familiar yourself with our code of conduct, which is listed in our main meetup page. We are going to share the link later on as well. Also, as a thank you for joining our episode and learning something new, we are going to give you all one of our Azure Hero badges, the Summer Learner. And this is a token of appreciation from Microsoft to all of you that spend your time and energy to learn our technology and then use it. We're going to talk about this later, but you all will have opportunity to get this one after the Q&A session. Rasmus, what do we have on the agenda for today?
Yeah, so we have a really good topic today, interesting. The title is DevOps and Automation at Scale with GitHub Actions. So in that session, our speaker today is going to talk about DevOps concepts. What is CI/CD? GitHub capabilities, and how to get started with GitHub Actions. So that's a really interesting topic, don't you think?
Yes, definitely. I heard it at one of the sessions during the build that in next 5 years, we are going to have more than 500 million new apps and microservices. And wow. This number is bigger than the whole apps that have been created during the whole time that the Microsoft is around. So it's pretty huge. And if you want to be able to develop all of these apps, we not only need new developers, but also all the developers should be able to have the old tools that they need in order to be more productive and in order to be able to scale what they're doing. And DevOps is a really right topic for solving these issues.
Yeah, so it's super relevant for this time and for the future also to upskill some of the already existing developers out there. So that's really awesome. But let's maybe talk. Let me just introduce or talk a bit more about the speaker that we have today. She's working in Microsoft as a cloud solution architect. So another Microsoftie joining this show. She's working with different partners to adopt cloud and build their solutions on top of Azure. She is originally from Romania, but always wanted to experience living in another country. And since Denmark was ranked high among the happiest countries in the world, she was curious to move here. So, and also because of the weather. As we also talked about with Abhishek, that was also because of the weather. And you also told that you also stay here because of the weather, Sherry.
Exactly, the weather is bringing everybody here.
Exactly. And then she also told that it was actually one of the best decisions that she made. So that was good. Regarding her technical background, she has been working as a web developer, cloud engineer, and working with DevOps. So she had the option of working with different teams and also technology. So really broad spectrum of capabilities here. And she loves being active in the community. So maybe you already seen her posting or doing blogs out there. She's participating in hackathons and going to meetups. And that's also why we were able to tell her to come on this show today. So I don't want to drag it out anymore. Let's give the stage and virtual applause to Simona. Take it away.
Hello, hi everyone. Super
And welcome
excited
to the
to be
DevShow.
here. Thank you. I'm very, very happy to be here and talk about DevOps and GitHub. Let me share my screen and get started on this.
So yeah, just while you're trying to share the screen here, it's yeah, you're having some challenges with the screen sharing, or maybe Sherry, if you can just talk a bit about the Azure Heroes program while we wait for Simona, because then we are optimizing the time here. So if you bring your screen on the slide there.
Yes, I can do that.
Perfect.
Yes. So, actually, Simona's screen is here now. I can.
Okay.
Then we don't have to do anything. Get away, Simona.
Yeah, it took some time, but we managed.
That's good.
Yes. Hi, my name is Simona Toder. As Rasmus mentioned, I'm working as a cloud solution architect. And on today's session, I want to talk about DevOps. What are the best practices there? What are the learnings that I took from working with different customers, different partners, and how exactly can you leverage GitHub and GitHub Actions in order to help you in developing a DevOps mindset and culture. So what is DevOps? So the definition will vary from one person to another, and some see DevOps or associate DevOps with a job title, some with automation. Some might just define DevOps as a collaboration between developers and operation teams. And these all concepts are true, but DevOps is a movement, and all these concepts concretize in this mindset and this movement called DevOps. The definition of DevOps is a union of people, processes, and products with the aim of being able to deliver a product, a solution in the most efficient way. Why exactly this definition? What exactly does it mean in real life? So when you start developing a solution, of course, you are going to write the code, but that's not all you have to take care of. You also need to think about how you are going to deliver that solution, how you are going to deploy it. And once you have it up and running, deployed, you will have some operations that you need to take care of, like monitoring, security, backup, making sure that everything is running smoothly once your customers are using that specific solution. So as you know, in theory and during planning, everything is flawless. Everything will work as expected, nothing will go wrong. So on paper, everything will take a certain amount of time and no issues are taken into consideration. Everything will work as expected. In reality, it's not like that. So environment's different, and you might run into different issues. You will stumble upon different things that you might have not taken into consideration. You might find I'm relying on some dependencies. So you have to think about all this and have a process and have a very well-structured way of doing things. How you are going to avoid this type of situation and how to be able to have a solution up and running in an efficient way. So what are the components? First of all, you need the right tools. So you need to make sure that your teams have at their disposal the right tools, the tools that will ensure that all the requirements are met and they are being able to be used to deliver what is expected. Another part, and I think that's the most important part, is the teams. So you need to have different teams working together, because right now a lot of companies have different teams for different areas, and they are working in silos, which is okay to some extent. Because for more complex solutions and for different products, you will have and you will want to have these teams working together to be able to have a full picture of the product that you want to develop and be able to be in sync all the time. So they can leverage each other work and work together efficiently. Last but not least, you want to have the full solution. So you have the tools, you have the teams, but you also need to have a process. So how these teams are going to work together, with what tools, and how exactly are they going to do that? And this is where DevOps comes into play. Let's take an example. So you have your developers writing the code. They create a solution. Their job is done. What's next? They are going to send that solution to the ops guy to deploy the solution, maybe do some testing, and see that it's working as expected. The problem here is that the developers and the operations kind of speak a different language, and they are a little bit disconnected, and they created this imaginary wall of confusion between them. What DevOps advises is to have these teams working together from the beginning. So you will want to have the developers and the operations working together since the beginning. When you get started with a new plan, a new solution, you will have a requirement definition, specifications. You will want to see how you're going to design that solution, how you're going to package that, how you're going to release it, test it, and all that. So you will want these teams to work together and be aware of everything that is related to a specific product, and have the full picture of the life cycle of that solution. Why exactly do you want to do that? Because when you have both or all the teams involved working together, they can work in an agile way. They can be easily detect different issues that might occur at an early time and have some time to rectify it. In the end, you will see that if you have this DevOps mindset established and implemented in your company, you will realize a lot of improvements. In terms of software quality, you'll be able to detect bugs a lot much easier, fix them in time. Of course, you will have testing process well defined, and make sure that every time a new commit is done, some tests are running and everything is running smoothly. Since you will have this software quality and you are going to have deployment frequency increased, you'll also have faster time to market. So you will be able to build more solutions and provide those solutions to multiple customers. You probably heard a lot when talking about DevOps about CI/CD, and what exactly does it mean? So let's take it one by one. Continuous integration refers to making sure that all the code that you are building is going through a process. That process being, okay, I did a new commit, my application is built, and some tests are done automatically. In this way, you can easily detect bugs. You will see that you will provide more value in that regard, because you have ensured repeatability. So if you have this process defined, your developers can work in parallel, can work on different pieces of code, put it together, merge it, and if something goes wrong, those tests will pick it up. And the issues that we are trying to solve with CI are delivery delays, because usually there is this waterfall model, and a lot of people are not using an agile way of doing deployments and doing commits. So what we advise is, okay, let's do multiple commits, small changes, and you can increase the frequency in this way, make sure that everything is tested, and in this way it's a lot much easier to keep track of what's going on, where you are, if something went wrong, where it went wrong, and how to fix it. What are the goals? With these iterations, the collaboration is increased. Since the developers and the operation teams are working together, they are aware of each steps involved in the way. They can work in parallel. So if there is a security issue, it can be detected in time. And the integration can be very, very easily achieved, because you might want and work on a small component, and that component might work okay locally, and you don't have any issues, you tested it, all is good. But what about when you integrate that component in the full picture with the other components that are in the solution? So you need to think about the way and define this process, how to work together, how to automate everything, and how exactly to establish the way of working, coding, deploying. I would suppose that everyone is using some version control system. Of course, you will need to have some branching strategy in place. An idea, and I hope that no one does commits directly to the master. So for any new feature that you want to add, create a new branch, work on that branch. Once you done all your commits, everything is okay, do a pull request, and after that you can merge it. Of course, there are different strategies, and this will depend from one company to another, but there are some things that are kind of common sense. In terms of automation, you'll want to make sure, okay, I'm doing a commit. On this commit, I want my code tested, or after my piece of code is built and integrated in an application, I want different tasks to be done and defined. And in this way, we are talking about continuous delivery. So we are talking about having that application, having the source code, developing, making sure that you are deploying that solution in a staging environment, making sure that everything is passing, and after that, going into production. I'm going to talk and mention Azure quite a lot because I'm working with it. But as you are aware, we have app services. So if you want to create a web application, you will have the option to have different stages. So you can create development, production, quality assurance, whatever. And you can easily make this workflow from your GitHub repository, developing your solution, building it, and putting it on Azure. And this is what I want to show you later into a demo, and how exactly you can achieve that. What are the issues that we are trying to fix with continuous delivery. Since you will have an automated process in place, you will be able to deploy in an easy manner. Everything will be automated, so you don't need to do manual work. You don't need to waste time on useless things, and you will be able to get a better understanding and see exactly if something is wrong. You can pinpoint exactly what's the issue and go there and fix it. What's the value? You have consistency. So you have this repeatability. You have this way of having the developers and operations working together, because they will be aware of this automation. They will work together on that. And in this way, they will need to be in sync and be aware of what's going on with the ongoing projects. You will remove the human error. And on top of that, you will see that different tools, and in my case, it will be GitHub. It provides on top of that different ways to help you ensure security, give you insights on different issues that might rise, some dependencies, or maybe a better understanding how to be more efficient. And structure some and structure different features. So GitHub, our aim with GitHub was to have one platform, so everything in one place. And in this way, we will want to have the team collaboration, so all the teams, all developers, everyone can reach out and build their own code, be able to share that code, create issues, pull requests, and basically work together. On the security and compliance, we added some new features, and I will also show you into the demo later. You will see how exactly you can integrate those features to give you some insights from a security perspective. What vulnerabilities we detected in your code, and how exactly you can fix that. On the developer talent, we made it a little bit easier for finding projects that could help you based on what you developed so far, on what languages you use, and based on your interests. Last but not least, the most important part, and where we are going to focus more, is the code to cloud DevOps. So what exactly has GitHub to offer from an automation perspective? So how exactly can you automate the build of an application, the deployment of an application to what environment, and how exactly you can achieve that? In terms of team collaboration, I don't want to spend too much time into this, because I like to think that everyone has been using GitHub, and they are aware of the versioning that you can do, how people can work together on the same repository. You can commit your changes. You can create different pull requests, different branches in order to work in the most efficient way. The aim here is to break those silos, to make sure that GitHub is not just for the developers. So you could have multiple teams working there. And we also are introducing step-by-step the operation guys into the developers' worlds. So they have broadened their horizons and can get some insights on how code is written, how can it be deployed easily, and how exactly to do that. On Team Insights, this is kind of a new feature. You will be able to see different metrics and what actionable recommendations we have in terms to improve your team collaboration, which is kind of nice. In terms of security and compliance, we have a really cool security analysis. So we have this GitHub Advanced Security Scanning, which what it does. It will scan the repositories and different enterprise code and be able to give you some insights and what vulnerabilities you have in the code, if some dependencies or some libraries, some versions of a library have a bug or have a security issue, we will notify it. So there are some really nice features that you can take advantage of. Developer talent, how exactly to work together, how to grow your teams. You'll see that we have different models, but on the enterprise GitHub accounts, you will be able to create different projects, add different teams, and you could have everything in one place regarding your organization. The most important part, the automation part, and this is the most important part in my opinion. Even if in real cases, I saw that the organizational mindset is the most difficult part, making those teams working together and influencing them. Okay, you really need to have an open mindset and be able to get out of your comfort zone. So you don't want to, oh, I know just to do deployments. I don't care about code. I don't want to take a look at that. Yeah, so let's focus on the automation. I mentioned previously that when you get started with a new solution, you have planning, coding, building, testing, releasing, deploying, how to operate that, how to monitor. So you have the full life cycles. How exactly you can achieve all this in GitHub? So we have a CI/CD in place that you can use, and we have different ways to ensure that that you are providing all these services and all these functionalities. Once you have a process defined, you also have the option to deploy anywhere. So it doesn't matter if it's on-premise, if it's on Azure, on AWS, on Google Cloud. So wherever you want to do, you have the option. And you will see that we have a huge community, and there are a lot of investments done in that regard, meaning that there are a lot of people contributing to GitHub. So to ensure that you have different options and integration with third parties that you can leverage and use for your solutions. The automated delivery, how exactly it's done in GitHub. So we have this notion of workflow. Everything is based on YAML. Yeah, we love YAML. And you will be able to define in these workflows all the steps that you want to take in terms of building your application or deploying it or taking different actions. So GitHub Actions is our orchestration tool. And with GitHub Actions, you can use these workflows, automate them, and be able to deliver your solution and deploy it everywhere. How exactly to get started and how exactly it works. So I want to give you some insights. What is a workflow? What is an action? And how exactly can you get started with it? And if you have your own application, how to define an action to be able to build it automatically. So let's start slow, take it step by step, and build on top of that. Okay, so you will need to define an workflow. I mentioned is a YAML file, and this needs to be stored in .github.workflow workflows folder. So if you want to create a workflow from the portal, the workflows directory will be created automatically for you. We'll also see that in the demo. In these workflows, you can define all the tasks that you want to have executed. And for these tasks, you can use different actions. You'll see that we have, I don't know, around 4,000 actions now in Marketplace already defined by different companies, different people. So they are contributing every day with different actions. If you don't find the action that you want in Marketplace, you can also write your own. So that is not an issue. Whatever you want, it can be achieved. To give you better insights on how a workflow looks like, so of course you'll have a name, and this workflow is the automation unit that is going to be run. Very important here, you can trigger that workflow. So you can use different triggers for that. In this example is a trigger on push. So anytime someone is doing a commit in your repository, this workflow will be run. Good. So the workflow has jobs, and these are the tasks that are going to be executed. So you can have multiple jobs. Each job will have different steps defined. These steps can be an action written by you or from Marketplace, or can be different commands that you want to run. In regards to actions, to give you an example here of what kind of actions are available and how exactly to use those, I took the checkout action. So this is something that you'll always want to use because ensures the runner, the VM which your code is executed on, has a copy of your code. So when you get started with a new job, you will most probably want to check out your code and based on that code to do some tasks. The second one would be, in our example, setup node. So this one is making sure that sets up the proper versions of Node.js. You can have here setup actions on any programming language that you want. You see that it's already available in Marketplace, and I'm quite confident that for most cases you'll find a Marketplace section already defined, so you don't need to build your own. Another option here is upload artifacts. For instance, you are building your application, and at the result you have, I don't know, a package that you build, and you want that artifact passed to the next job and be used in some way. And you can easily do that. So you can have this upload artifacts actions. So you can leverage the result from one job and use it in another. I would advise to give it a try and get started with the workflows that we already have defined in the Marketplace and the actions available there. I will also show you into the portal. Everything is quite well defined there, and you can take a look and see exactly how to use it. Yeah, this is the view in the portal. I will also show you into the demo, but I just wanted this to be here because I think that we'll also share the slides so you can have the full picture if you don't have the demo available. So in this case, we have a Hello World workflow. That workflow contains two jobs, and each job contains different steps. As you can see, you have real-time logging. You see exactly what is run, what is the output, and what's happening with your code. I mentioned earlier that you can trigger a workflow. So you can trigger it on any GitHub event. So when a new commit is done, when a pull request is done, when someone opens an issue, for example. But this is on the GitHub side. You can also have the option to run a workflow on a regular basis. So you can set up a schedule and run the workflow based on that. What about, okay, but I don't want necessarily to rely on GitHub. Maybe I have some other tool that I'm working, and I want I want my workflow to be triggered by something else. So you have that option too. So you can use other third-party tools, and you can use those in order to trigger a workflow, which is quite nice. I mentioned that, yeah, triggering, in this case, it is on push. How exactly is run the code and the workflow, the tests, and the tasks that you are defining? So everything will be run on VMs that are hosted are provided by GitHub. So you can choose between Linux, macOS, Windows, or containers. So if you want to run into containers, that can be achieved. Or you can run the workflows on self-hosted VMs. So if you want to run to have it run locally, you can do that, or in the VMs of your on-premise. So it won't be an issue. It's very, very easy to do that. All you need to do is to add the environment that you are running on into the workflow definition. As you can see here, we have Linux, macOS, and Windows. So what exactly is going on? We have this matrix build. So you have the option to build your application and have it run on different OSs at the same time. So you can do that in parallel, so which is quite nice. But also testing with different versions. Let's say I'm using, I don't know, whatever JavaScript library, and I want to test a specific version. So you can do that. Any language is supported. So yeah, Java, C#, Python, whatever you have in mind and whatever you want to use, you can use that. I showed you previous things that you will get live logs. So everything that is being deployed or whatever is defined in the workflow is shown in as an output. What exactly is going on? We have built-in secret store. So if you want to use some credentials or have some sensitive data that you want to use in your workflows, you can do that. So you can define a secret in GitHub and just access that secret. We also provision. We also offer multi-container testing. So if you want to do that, it can be done. Here is an overview of what we have available in the DevOps ecosystem. So what we have in the marketplace. We'll also take a look, but there are a lot of actions that you can leverage. In terms of automation, you can do deployments to Azure, AWS, whatever you want. You can easily automate everything, define infrastructure as code, and have it easily deployed. What we are offering in terms of Azure, so native support for deployments to AKS, web apps, containers, so and much more. What I'm going to show you in the demo is how we are going to deploy a web app and what's the workflow there. So let's skip to that. Sorry about that. Okay, I have this application, and I want to show you what are the workflows and how exactly to get started with it. So if you go to the Actions section, you can see here what are the workflows that I defined and run, but you can also create your own. So if you want to create one, you can see here a simple workflow. You can start from this one, or you have different recommendations from different different companies, different actions that you can integrate. So if you set up a new workflow, it will give you the standard syntax. So what is the name of the workflow? What are the triggers? In this case, will be on any commit to a master branch or any new pull request created on master. The build on what agent to run this, and what are the steps. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Can you please zoom a little bit your screen because it's...
Is it better?
Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, perfect. Yes, so you define what are the agents and where to run this this workflow, and here are the jobs and what steps are executed. In this case, it will be a checkout of your repository and running hello world. You can have multiple scripts executed, and you can also have those in parallel. As you can see, if you are doing this from Portal, it will automatically create the workflow in the workflows directory. Let's go and take a look on the workflow that I already defined. So if we go here, you will see that I created a workflow for my application. So my application right now is hosted on Azure, and I have a very basic startup application for the purpose of this demo. So I have this application, and I want to make sure that every time, someone is doing commit, this one will be triggered. So in my case, it's on push. Any new commit will trigger this workflow. And what exactly am I doing? This is run on the entire workflow is run on Ubuntu. I'm checking out the repository. I'm setting up the right .NET version. Make sure that everything is in place. I am building the application and publishing it. So this would be just for publishing, but I thought, okay, this is not enough. I also want to make sure that I have the option to deploy it to Azure. So what I did is I used the built-in action. So this is already in Marketplace. And what I needed to do was to provide the Azure Web App Publish profile. So GitHub will know, okay, you are publishing this application, and what package are we going to use, and where exactly to send it. So how can we update that app? If you have the application created in Azure, all you need to do is to click here, and you will get the publish profile. You will see that since the publish profile is kind of sensitive data, and I don't want to be available for everyone or see exactly what's in there, I want to store that as a secret. And I did exactly that. So if you go to settings, you have the secret tab, and here you can define any secret that you want. So if you want to declare a new secret, you just input the name, input the value, and that's pretty much it. You can access it from your code, from your workflows. Okay, so let's try to do a commit and see exactly what's going on. So right now, this is the front end page, and let's say that I want to do a modification from Denmark. Okay, greetings from Denmark. So I want to add this new commit. Okay, let me save it. Okay, let's add this file, and let's add a new commit. Greetings. And I'm going to push the commit. Right now, I'm pushing it on master. So this is just for demo purposes. You wouldn't do that. You would create a new pull request and you would do it the right way, right? Okay, so I created a new commit, and as you can see, the workflow was triggered, and the build is being done. So right now, my package again is built, is published, and all the changes are being committed to my Azure web app. One things that I want to add, probably you saw here that GitHub found one vulnerability in my code. So you might be wondering, okay, what's that all about? So let me give you some insights on that. On every project, you have this security bar, and here you have different security options that you can enable. In my case, I enable the dependable alerts and the security advisories. So this will ensure that my code is being scanned, and any dependencies that have a vulnerability, I will be notified about that. And once a vulnerability is detected, you can check it here. And as you can see, it detected one. It's low severity, but still, it's something that I would probably want to take a look into that. So right now, there is a versioning problem. So I might want to take a look into it. For any a lower version than this one, it has a problem, and it's been patched starting with this version. Okay, it's really nice that I'm being notified, but on top of that, you will see that I will automatically receive a pull request. So GitHub opens a pull request for you. Okay, dear user, we detected this vulnerability, and yeah, we advise to fix that. We already proposed the code for you. As you can see, all the CI/CD that you have in place, all the workflows would pass if this commit was done. So you can merge it in a safe way, which is very, very nice. If you have dependable enabled, you will also see the vulnerabilities and what problems you might have here. So you will get a notification, but only the owner of the repository will be able to see those. Yeah. So let's see what this is all about. Yeah. So it finished. Let's take a look here. And as you can see, my application was was modified with my latest commit. And I think that was all from me. Oops, sorry about that.
Thanks for the presentation. Really, really good and insightful. I think so. Yeah.
It's a good way to get started and have an overview and idea of how to proceed.
Definitely, and also as one of the comments in the chat was, yeah, it's same old GitHub, so familiar interface to a lot of developers, which is really good. So I also think that was hidden behind the lines there, so really good.
Exactly, feels like home.
Yeah, exactly. So feels like home for developers. So if there is, we don't have any questions from the audience right now. So definitely a really good walkthrough of what you can use DevOps and GitHub and automation and actions for. So thanks for that, Simona. And Sherry, I don't know if you have anything you want to add just before we let Simona go.
Now there's also that we are going to send like a follow-up email to everybody, and definitely we are going to include a couple of those learning passes that we have for you to find out at your home and try it out if you never tried this flow before.
Yeah, one thing that I want to add here, as a regular user, you can have most of the functionalities and features for free. So you don't need to upgrade, you don't need to do anything. By default, you have around, 2,000 minutes in Actions. So you can start deploying and playing around without any worries.
Yes, really definitely easy for experiment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I guess we can include this one now.
Yeah, so as always, we want your feedback. We have created this feedback form, but if you don't like going into forms and put in all of your feedback there, it's also fine to just like the video on YouTube, Twitch, put in your feedback in the comment field. We will read them afterwards. And also, if you have questions after the session, please put them in there. We will monitor them the rest of the day. And also specifically for the feedback form, if you have specific topics you want to hear about in the future, please put it in there. And if you yourself want to be on the dev show and present like Simona did today, please also put that in. Let us know the topic that you want to talk about, and then we will reach out to you. So we really value your feedback. This is your weekly show, so please let us know what you would like to see.
Yes, exactly. And then please monitor. We are monitoring that hashtag. So please let us know if you want to hear anything about us, or you want to give us feedback, or just simply share our videos. And then I promise all of you that you're going to get the Summer Learner badge. So you can scan this QR code. We are also going to include it in our follow-up email as well. Once you scan this QR code, if you've never had Azure Heroes badge before, you need to download an app which is called Engine, which is the kind of like a digital wallet, because these badges, they all are unique and they are based on a blockchain on Ethereum. So they are all unique badges that you can have. You can collect it as many times as you want. So scan this QR code and then install the app, and then you can soon we are going to have actually new ways that you can show these badges to everyone as well. And Summer Learner badge is one of the badges that we have, because we have more badges that you can earn in different ways, and you can read about the program and all the available badges that we have in aka.ms/azure.heroes. And you can monitor that hashtag Azure Heroes to see that what people are talking about this program, and everybody likes it. So what are the upcoming events, Cosmos?
Yeah, so we have, of course, upcoming events on this dev show. And the next one, Tuesday next week, we will have Shanna Lee to talk about how you can build a bot with the framework that we have on Azure. And then we also have that's not on this show, but with the Azure user group, you can meet the new digital twin with Glenn. So learn more about what you can use that for. The 8th of September on the Dev Show, we will have Jens Schrøder from the Microsoft Denmark office to talk about Power Platform. Power Platform is the new thing within Microsoft, and how you can build apps and in simple ways. Yeah, as he also say in the title, that it's not just a simple toy, but it is simple to build apps, and Jens will definitely show that. Then you also have NG Copenhagen. Sherry, you know much more about that. So maybe if you want to put 2 words on the 9th of September NG Copenhagen session.
Yeah. Yes, if you are interested in frontend, specifically Angular, we have Bonnie Brennan. She is going to talk about the dynamic forms in Angular. But we are going to have one more speaker as well, and we that is going to be announced pretty soon.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and the last one, the same date, also the 9th of September, as a user group has Gustav Kaleta to talk about AKS. So if you're really into AKS and what you can build with AKS, he's the guy to talk to in our community. So stay tuned for that as well.
Yes, and I guess we are pretty on time. And if you want to talk to us more, and you can find us on Twitter. That's the easiest way to actually to reach out to us. Our Twitter handle is listed here, and I would say that we really hope to see you all next Tuesday. So remember, DevShow is going to be on every Tuesday at the same time at 4 o'clock. So see you all there.
Yeah, and thanks to Simone, and bye-bye.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Bye.